Hello everyone and welcome to the very first video here on my YouTube channel. What could be a better start into the new year than playing Anno 1800 as the first game here? Even though it's 6 years old, it's still one of the best games you could consider to play. With all these available DLCs and furthermore with the amazing modding community, you can experience completely new games from time to time. So I decided to jump straight into a challenging round of Anno 1800 and hopefully you enjoy my content. We have several modifications activated, as you can see. Most of the modifications come into place when we reach engineers or investors like Metropolitan Skyline, City Hall, Downtown, Grand Monuments and so on. But we are also playing with the Military Attention Modification. Usually I played in the past on my other YouTube channels with the combat overmod, also the military modification. But since there have been some differences between the modding communication and the developer of the combat overmod, I decided to move on with the military attention modification, not because I don't like the combat overmod or I have a problem with the developer, but the combat overmod is, as far as I know, not longer available to the public. I have a version because I know the developer, but since I can't give you access to this version because I promised this to the developer, I decided to move on with the military attention modification for this playthrough. I think that's the best way to provide you with a chance to play along, and I think that explains my decision at least a little bit. But don't be confused, the military attention modification should also be pretty difficult. I haven't played it, only a few minutes today, to get a little bit used to the new things I have to look for. But let's jump straight into the game. Let's take him. He looks rough, so, and something threatening like the skull, and crafted kingdoms for sure. We will deactivate sunken treasures and New World Rising because I don't want to have the big islands available. Hotel Botanica and Passage is also not needed. Tourist season also not, and the remaining parts will stay active. And we are fine with that. Maybe I will also add more modifications later on, but I have to do some testing before I can use these mods because I'm not quite sure if everything works together properly. Let's switch to expert, and now we have to make the game a little bit easier. Reason for that is that within the military attention modification we have to provide our opponents with good fertility and mineral deposits so that they can create all these insane ships and fleets against us. Let's take the Admiral, and let's also take Beryl. Let's set the pirates to average. Reason for that is I'm not sure if the hard pirates are bugged within the military attention modification. Within the combat overmod you weren't allowed to use hard pirates because they were so overpowered that you can't really fight against them. Even though we are only between advanced and expert, this game should be hard enough for us, and of course we will start with flagship. So let's jump straight into this game. I intend to put my mod list into the video description or into the first comment in this video. If I forget about that, don't hesitate and reach out to me so that I can adjust everything. Okay, here is the pirate. And I want to go down here into this corner of the map. The reason for that is, at first we have the pirate here. We need to stay away from N, because as long as we don't discover her island, she won't attack us and won't declare war. We can't prevent that from happening for the whole game. She will automatically appear once we reach the artisans, but until then we can avoid fighting the pirates pretty easy with not discovering her island. And that's my plan. The same goes with La Fortune in the New World. There the triggering event is engineers. Once you reach the engineers you will discover La Fortune, even though you don't go directly to his island. And that's my style of play in the beginning, because I really want to stay away from the pirates for the beginning. And reason for me not taking this island, even though we have here grain and potato, which would be a pretty good island for the beginning, is that I want to stay as close as possible to this border. Because that is the direction we have to go if we want to go to the new world. So it's always good to have a pretty close distance between your main island and the border to the new world. So that's the reason for me going down into this direction. Beryl is following me. I don't like that at all. Hopefully I'm faster than her in terms of identifying a good island. Otherwise we could face some problems and get into a more or less bigger disadvantage here. Pirates are over here. One merchant is here, so chances are pretty high that we have more merchants somewhere over here. Eli, close to our island, or Archibald, could also... Oh, we have again a good island maybe. But... Oh, Miss Hunt already settled on this one. That's interesting. So let's go a little bit further. Oh, she has a pretty good island. Let's go and try to find another island. Come on. What do we have here? Oh no, this island is too separated for my taste and too small. So we have, if we are lucky, one good island left here. Hopefully also with potatoes and grain. Otherwise, it's quite possible that we already have a big problem here, since we don't have an island right now. Okay, come, show me the island. Okay, this island is not bad at all. No, we will take this one. And move right away into this direction and start scouting. Okay, not the worst start and nearly the best position we could get in the beginning. Let's take a triple road here, since we maybe need to incorporate railroads later on. Or I'm pretty sure we will have to incorporate railroads. Start with our wood cutting cabs. And let's set also 2 sawmills. Our city will be over here.
A competitor raised a settlement.
I know we don't have any workforce. So let's also create a triple road over here. That's really important that we have at least a small possibility to work with railroads later on. Otherwise we could face some significant problems. Now let's start with the first few houses here. Just to get everything running. And let's take 2 of these. Okay, 1. That should be fine for the first few seconds of the game. We will have enough time to extend our city. Okay, but that should be good. And that should provide us with enough workforce to have at least 3 woodcutters running here. Usually that's the case. Okay, do we have small islands here right next to us? What's that? Could that be another merchant? I don't think so. Sometimes you can discover Archie and all the other people with just... Oh, here. No, that's just a tree. That's not Archie. But let's move. Oh, here he is. Right next to the island I looked at in a few seconds ago. Since we still have to wait for our workforce to arrive and for the first units of timber, let's plan out our city even a little bit more so that we have an easier start. These should be planting in process. Ah, okay. That's stupid. We shouldn't waste our time with tree planting. And we are already nearly break even with our citizens. So that's also pretty fine. Let's place this here down a few more times. And now let's copy everything. Turn it around. And place it again down here. That should be more than enough housing for the first few minutes. Now we just need to wait for our resources to arrive. What do we have here in the corner? Finding Eli would be great and could help at least a little bit. So let's try to discover as much as possible. And here we should get our first units of timber by now. And we can also start the first fishing huts. That's good. Let's take 5 here. I think the new workforce, the soldiers or the sailors, will arrive once we are at the workers. Until then, things will stay pretty normal, as far as I know. Oh, first quest from the Admiral.
Don't fail me.
Photography quest. Okay, let's move over here and let's try to keep our opponents happy for as long as possible. Okay, we keep the game on fast just for the time being, because at the moment it's pretty much just waiting for us. And we could place down one more woodcutter. And we should do so, because that's currently our limiting factor in getting some progress here. Okay, there it already is. Let's take the photo. Thank you very much.
Aye, aye. Good, soldier.
Oh, 2,300. I appreciate that. Okay, and more timber. We should unlock the next few things in just a moment. And with our industry, we will go into this direction here and place everything down here or in this area here. I think that's the best we could do. And as you can see, we have... Oh, I didn't show that in the beginning. We have way more goods we have to provide for our people than just fish and clothing within this modification. So prepare for some really, really interesting production chains, like water, cemetery, and so on. Oh, that wasn't planned. I wanted to keep this one also free here to place down the cemetery in the near future. Let's construct a city around this one here.
A competitor raised a settlement.
Then we have to produce water. You can't overlap these circles here. They have to stay away from each other. But let's place down a warehouse here. Let's slow down the game just for a few moments, because I just want to pre-plan everything and I don't want everything to run away within the next few seconds. So from time to time it's really useful to slow down, at least for the moment. Let's create this one, I think at least 3 times, because we will need a lot of wool later on for all kind of production chains. Then we could place down fresh water here. And since this farm needs to have contact to our warehouse here, I think it would be quite useful to place it down here and create the only 2 stables. Okay, that's not a lot. Let's place it down here. How big are these stables? Okay, same size. So we can create 2 of these right next to each other. Okay, that's fine. So we have also this one prepared. And now we should just prepare our schnapps production here. And then we are mainly ready. Oh, our farms are smaller than they used to be. I think usually we have 72 fields or something like that. And not 42. Let's take 6, double it, turn it around, and have here more than enough schnapps farms available than we need right now. Let's delete this one. And now let's place down 6 here and 6 here on this side. And also 2 warehouses. I think that's a pretty good design. We should get, well, at least through the... Oh, I missed one thing. And of course, we also need clothing production. But that's the wrong position. Let's place it down here. And let's place down another warehouse. Now we can speed up the game again. And also activate the clothing production. And I think we are fine. Yes. Oh, we found Eli. Where is he? I think here. Ah, okay, that's cool. And let's continue shipping around and try to discover everything. Okay, now we need more timber to get our schnapps production running and to get our balance a little bit higher, because money-wise we will get into some trouble in the near future if we don't provide all the goods our people need. Even though we are currently down to minus 340, we will recover with... Oh, I'm currently missing workforce. That's a mistake. A costly mistake in this situation, but that shouldn't be really long.
We're the poor relations.
Okay, only horses are missing and water, of course. Water costs me 15 timber. Okay, that's a large number. Okay, now we get a reduced productivity, 82%, still enough to get more workforce in. And we should... Oh, we are already short on clothing. That's really insane. But we need more people before we can create other things. Like another batch of clothing production here. And we are already down to 12,000. Let's see what Miss Hunt has for us. A delivery request. 10 tons of cannons. Oh, she wants to have my 10 tons of cannons. What do we get? 2,100. No, we won't fulfill this quest. That would be a mistake. We really need our cannons, because I really want to have a frigate as fast as possible. And these 10 cannons are way, way too useful. Oh, and we are already into the positive. Or we are scratching on a positive balance right now, but we need more fish. And we always don't have enough workforce. That's insane. Oh, another quest.
I know you're busy, but I've a
Find
favor
the
to
animals. Okay, I can't really see anybody here. Here.
ask. Keen as a three-legged
Go
goat.
soon. Oh, we can sell it for 6,400. Let's do that. That's money we can really, really invest in better items and, of course, construction, building chains, production chains. That was the thing I was looking for. Okay, now they should nearly everything. So let's wait. Let's get the cemetery. That should also help with our population, since this one is an easy win. Okay, up to 50 again. And now we can produce water. Hopefully that's enough. Yes. But with this small population here, we already are again near the limit of our production capacity. Only good thing is that we can get up to 29 people into these buildings here with all these available goods, and horses provide us with 4 more people. So that's quite important production chain. So let's create it. Is that enough? Yes. So we should get another boosting, maybe up to 500, 600 here with the availability of horses. And you can take the item here and take it to Archie and sell it, please. And we should move up here and find Beryl to get more quests to earn money. Main goal now is to reach the new world as fast as possible. And as you can see, our opponents are already at the workers, and they are already producing basic ammunition, gunpowder factory, bombs ammunition factory. That's crazy. They are already producing everything. We are not even close to this one. That's insane. And these production chains are new due to the military attention modification. And these modifications will force us to produce unbelievable amounts of goods in the near future, because we really have to provide a lot of items to get everything running. And now we are pretty close to getting to our first workers too. We should set steel beams to buy at least to, I think, 9 or 10. No, I had 10. 8 is the amount I need to get a new island.
A competitor raised a settlement.
And of course, Miss Hunt already has their second island right next to us. That's not really good and could cause some problems in the future. But we arrived at workers. No, we arrived at workers. That was the correct wording. A little bit confused currently. And let's sell. Oh, we can buy basic ammunition here. Okay, interesting. That's an item we will need to produce our first ship, but it's fairly expensive with 180. And he does not have any steel beams right now. Sadly.
The royal seal upon it.
Let's get a few more workers. Let's boost timber production for the time being, since we can't get any problems with riots as long as the police station is not unlocked here. So we are safe in terms of threats from our own population. Oh, sorry, I alt tapped out. But I also think I will come to an end in the near future with this first episode. If you liked this episode and you really want to continue this series, consider hitting like or leaving a comment. And if you really want support the growth of my insanely small YouTube channel, consider hitting subscribe to follow along. There's more planned for the future. We have several big releases within the next month, so stay tuned for more with Manor Lords version 1.0 with not Manor Lords, with Foundation 1.0. Sorry. There's plenty to release within the next near future. So you can be sure we are not even close to being finished over here. Where's my ship right now? Let's go up here and see if you can find Beryl. And then we have to increase our timber production for the moment. Otherwise we won't be really capable of fulfilling all the needs over here. Our current production capacity is not even enough, close to being enough.
You reached a new milestone.
And we have the soldiers. There it is. Let's slow down a little bit. Military uniforms, canteen. Okay, that's fine. One of the best things from the military attention modification is the possibility to place down open pit coal mines. I really like that. You can produce coal everywhere, and you could even produce iron everywhere. We won't use this one in the near future, but I really want to get used to using this open pit coal mine. I like the design, and I will show you the pit in the next episode. And I think with 170 workers, we're currently in a pretty good situation to leave for today and continue with the next episode. Hopefully still as... Damn it. The Admiral is also right next to us. That means that we are not really in a close distance. So next use suitable island. Here is N. We have one more island up here. This island will be hard to defend with the pirates right next to it. Okay, but let's decide this in the next episode. For today, we are done, and hopefully I will see you again in the near future. Goodbye.